music and the business and all of that. Because when it mixes together, it's just, you can't really, for me, it's not really credible to get props by making music about getting props, I mean, you kind of gotta do it on,
But so do you support yourself or hope to support yourself with your music?
Yeah, I hope to. I don't support myself right now. I mean, I spend more time on it than I would a full-time job right now. I'd say at least like 4 or 5 hours a night probably, on average, and during the day sometimes too. But yeah, I hope to. It's not really a realistic goal, and I definitely don't count on it. Like, it'd be nice to at least pay the rent and have a nice meal every couple days with it. That's all I really want.
This is John. Some people call him Glimpse.
Some people call him Glimpse. Say something, man.
It's weird talking into a camera, especially when you feel cracked out. But as long as somebody's listening to me. Hi, my name is John, aka Glimpse. Some people call me that, basically just my friends. Most people don't call me at all because a lot of people don't want to talk to me. I met Bert a couple of years ago, and basically, like, me and Bert have been friends since we met. We've been making music for a while, and for some reason we just seem to agree and communicate on a deeper level when we're actually making music. For some reason, when I hear beats that are made by Bert, they inspire me to open my mouth and just speak a bunch of gibberish.
Maybe reality's magical majesty might make more sense if I didn't take for granted gravity and time and space. Matter's effortless motion to struggle in place. Definitions are a weak attempt at finding common ground when every particle of the universe vibrates to the same sound.
That's why we do it. It's for fun, but at the same time it wouldn't happen otherwise because there's a therapy element to it, which goes down to like where the inspiration stems from. And I think it stemmed from that for a long time for both of us. Because of the fact that we have similar interests in music, Bert being somebody that makes beats and me being somebody that writes poetry, we could come together and like try and just work through shit or whatever, or not even work through shit, just like manifest for a second something that seems like meaningful.
It's almost to the point where we don't even really talk about it anymore. We just kind of feed off it, I can tell when he's really listening to my stuff, when he just goes off, when he can actually feel the beat and he's rhyming to kind of how I would picture it, how if I could design a robot that would perfectly rhyme along to my music, it couldn't even be as good enough as Glimpse can do, because he's just out of hand. He just amazes me every time and that's how I think he listens. I mean, I can tell he's really listening when he starts, when he starts running like really nicely along with it. It's really, it makes me happy. It makes me feel like I'm really connecting with somebody. It's like a real friendship. So you can't connect like that with everybody. There's only a few people in your life who you can connect with like that. So that's really valuable to me.
I'm Lauren, and I've known Bert for about 8 months. We've been living together for about 6 of those months. Since I've known him, he's been making music on and off. And from what I've heard of it, I found it very dark, but at the same time, I found that it comes really easy to me, unlike most people,
I'd always be playing this piano by this window, and I'd see her walk by and just like try to change the music that I was playing to how I thought it would sound if there was like a soundtrack of her walking, like it was in a movie or something, And I tried to make my own little soundtrack in my head like it was in a film or something. And it was just so like colorful to me. I watched her walk and I started like seeing her all around. I was like, who is that girl? And I don't know. Then I just started talking to her and got to know her. I don't know. She really helped me through like the time that I wasn't really making music, when I was kind of sick and I was just kind of bummed out and everything. presence was one of the only things that like kept me just like pretty straight. Like I wasn't making music, you know, 'cause that's pretty much the only other thing that does it for me. So
A while ago, when like we actually had serious conversations, I noticed that you would talk about art and music as if they were expressions of something that couldn't be said in just words or just in a conversation, and it wasn't like a joyful thing.
it's like a burden almost. It's weird sometimes, you know. I feel like I'm gonna explode if I don't do something about it, because so many like uncontrolled thoughts. You need to vent them somehow, or else you kind of get a little off.
But it comes out so beautifully.
It's kind of not really functional.
Which one's your car?
It's right here, man.
This right here?
This one, see this, man? Your good old brother ran a shopping cart into that and broke this thing out.
My brother did?
Yeah. It's a Plymouth Horizon. 85. I got it for free. Lady gave it to me. This is the way in right here. It's the only way in. So, I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, you can get in through the window too, but you know it's kind of a struggle. Get in. And I like to keep the interior nice in here, so you know, see, I like to keep it really nice. And try that again. Come on in.
Bert's one of the best people who I've seen who's been able to render in the artistic format feelings and emotions, regardless of whether or not the technical ability is there. And for some reason, the technical ability is there because he's been doing it for so fucking long, paying his dues, which is another thing that inspires me about Bert. Been doing it for a while. Used to seem like it was hip-hop, but hip-hop is like rock music was in the 80s. And there's so much, it's like trying to say you're into metal, but people just associate it with glam rock. It's like now you try and tell people you do lyrics over beats and they want to associate it with Jay-Z. We just put it down, and what happens is it's not an understanding like, oh, you've been through this and you've been through that, because that understanding has been established already in the friendship, and we have complementary formats in which we use vehicles of self-expression that intertwine, and that's basically what happens when we try and communicate through music.
These are a couple records that have really stuck out to me and that I've listened to for years and really given good listens to, and they really kind of give